Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. It's me Gamerturk, and Dengeki Online recently published a new article which can be considered an extension of the Q&A stream with Yosuke Futami the other day on Sword Art Online Alicization Lycoris, as we have received a lot of in-game screenshots to conceptualize a lot of the things we learned last week, some of which were shown on the stream, but due to being a Periscope stream, it was impossible to actually make out anything. I tweeted all of these on my Twitter account earlier today, so if you've been following me there, you have seen these already. If you haven't been following me there, you absolutely should, because that's the fastest way I can share the news compared to making in-depth videos. And considering not even 20% of my viewers are subscribed, smash that subscribe button and bell icons for the most accurate news on everything Sword Art Online. But without further ado, let's start with the most interesting bit for many people, so those who are only interested in them don't have to wait too long. The 4 gallery images that Futami showed the other week in proper resolutions. There are supposedly a ton of character sub-events like these, and having played Hollow Fragment and Hollow Realization, it shouldn't be surprising, but the 4 we got are one Kirito and Asuna moment right here, we got one with Eldrie showing Kirito's workout routine or something, and Kirito is quite disinterested it seems. Of course he is only here for Eugeo after all. Up next we got a Kirito and Ronye moment where she is excitedly hugging Kirito. If we are to take what Futami said in the stream into consideration, this is after the events of what we had seen transpire in the sub-event preview, where Ronye's family had sent an emergency notice for Ronye to come back home. So whatever the emergency was, it seems with Kirito's help the issue was resolved, and thus Ronye is very happy and thanking Kirito obviously, before all those unfunny harem comments flood the video. And last but not least, we have Kirito and Eugeo lying down in shallow water, probably contemplating about something. Again, no context was shared about the images, and the Ronye stuff was deduced based on what was said during the stream last week. I'll attach the tweet thread with all the pictures below. There's like 3-4 pictures on each and every single topic that we are about to cover now, so to not shuffle images every 4 seconds, I decided to omit some of them in the video. So next up we see the full map with activities and collectibles scattered around, with a couple of example screenshots of how they may be found. Again, by full map I don't mean the entire Underworld, it's this specific map instance. First off, fieldwork quests from NPCs, pretty straightforward. An NPC in the open world has a quest for you, you do the quest, you get rewarded by the NPC. Next up, the subjugation quests. Now these are missions issued by the central cathedral to kill powerful monsters nearby that are causing trouble for the mainstream life. Go kill the powerful named monster, grab your rewards. But the next one, the statues that were mentioned in the stream, and the Dengeki article also makes a mention of these as quote-unquote special quests, and the screenshot itself provides more context to that. As you can see, these quests are seemingly issued by Wrath itself, so people on the outside. From the following screenshots, they don't look any different from the other 2 quest types, so not exactly certain on what makes these special at the moment at least. Next we get some fishing screenshots, because no game is truly a JRPG without a fishing minigame, although the screenshots don't really showcase what kind of a minigame it is. The right table shows you names of different fish and their catch rates depending on your location and the rod you're using of course, and looking at the table, either you can receive special stuff by fishing, or simply there's a fish Pokédex available and the names of fish only start to show up once you discover them. God forbid they may even add an achievement for completing the fish Pokédex, and thus the real grind will begin. Then we got collectibles around the map. Some are very easy to reach, as you can see here, while some will require you to play Assassin's Creed a bit. We got cooking with Asuna segment, but but that joke aside, no, you do not need Asuna with you to cook recipes, and you don't even need to be in a town to cook stuff. Food will grant you a variety of buffs, so don't think it's absolutely useless. Keep in mind that there will be secret recipes to find around as well, and I wonder if that's gonna be another annoying trophy. This is what achievement hunting does to you, man. Now, all I can think of is what kind of potentially annoying achievements I may face when playing the game. The treasure chests gathered around by Wrath, they seem to be just like the blue chests from Hollow Realization. Basically, a chest protected by a bunch of monsters and you can only open them after taking care of the mobs. But now comes the juicy part: sword skills, battle skills, and passive skills. Overall, the skill palette seems to have been simplified greatly compared to Hollow Realization, which is good news for many people, I imagine. I know a lot of people had issues with that palette, especially those on PC with mouse and keyboard, as the additional palettes were so not designed for PC in mind. But personally, this simplification saddens me a bit, kinda limiting my options. Of course, this is offset by the existence of Sacred Arts, which are a completely different menu not shown here, but still, you can only slot 4 sword skills, which is what you see in block 1, but there's a whole lot more to sword skills, so we'll get back to that in a bit. Block 2 is your battle skills, so your active buffs that you need to apply and will run out over time, as well as item usage like potions, strength potions, other types of potions, all kinds of potions. And block 3 is your passive abilities, things that require no active input from you personally and are always applied by default. Again, Sacred Arts is a completely different topic, as they are activated not via this skill palette, but rather a Sacred Art wheel instead, not shown in this article at all, but you can see it in previous gameplay demos. Next up, skill tree and skill acquisition. Now, we already know that certain skills will have requirements, so none of these should come as a surprise, but this is how the skill tree looks like, which we'll get back to in a bit in more detail. You can see skills going deeper and deeper, and that's what we'll talk about in a bit. And this over here appears to be a character specialization tree. You can see the mention of EX skill there, and those who played Hollow Realization should instantly recognize the term. These are what makes your character stand out in combat, although they appear much more simple with only 3 options to go for: attack, defense, and buff. According to the article, and common sense of course, which specialization you specialize on or make your partner specialize on will decide their role in combat. You can be the ultimate DPS, a trusty tank, or a support, and the same goes for your partners, as long as the AI actually takes advantage of these properly. But going back to the skills, the article mentions deriving the available skills, which sounded weird at first, but the example made it very clear. You start with the simple 1-hit skill Horizontal, and you upgrade it to the 2-hit skill Horizontal Arc, and then upgrade it to 4-hit skill Horizontal Square. And that is exactly what you can see in the skill tree window. The tooltip there is for Horizontal Arc. The one that is behind the tooltip, the base skill, is most certainly Horizontal, while the one to its left is clearly Horizontal Square based on its icon. And compared to other 2 visible trees, bottom one, seemingly sharp nail on the top of my head for no real reason but my instinct, the upgrades for Horizontal end with a special icon instead in comparison, which can be a special finisher, it can be an incarnate attack, or maybe an added perk for Horizontal Square, something like parry the enemy by using Horizontal Square, like Kirito did against Volo during their fight at the academy, though again, that bit is an assumption. Without a tooltip, we can't say anything for sure. But yeah, that's pretty much all the important things from the article. I found the skill-related information to be particularly interesting. Please drop a like if you enjoyed, subscribe and hit the bell icon for more on Sword Art Online. We recently passed 45k subscribers, so while the next goal is 50k on YouTube, I would appreciate if you were to like my Facebook page while you're at it, which is currently approaching 2k likes on its own. That's where I share most of my videos as a backup for when Sony Music Entertainment Japan wants to exploit the copyright rules. That's it from me today though. Check out Lens Squad merch. A huge thanks to my patrons and channel members as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, stay cool.